Namaskaram, everybody. I think oops, 1 second, my internet is unstable for some reason. Let me just check. It should be okay. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, let me share my screen in a minute. Can see my screen, I guess.
Yes.
So we'll continue with Madhvācārya. Sorry for such a long break in our class. Hopefully, Srimad Narayana will help us continue this service for for a long time without any break. Okay. We are dealing with the last few slokas of the Bhagavad Gītā by Madhvācārya, and the important thing is Madhvācārya brings in a lot of information in the second chapter, which is not directly visible to us through the words of the Bhagavad Gītā, but by the slokas of Bhagavad Gītā, you cannot understand them. But Madhvācārya, using a lot of knowledge from the rest of the Bhagavad Gītā and other sources, introduces a lot of concepts, number of concepts. Okay. Let us look at this verse, 248. Yogastah kuru karmani sangham tyaktva dhananjaya siddha siddhyoho samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. So what it means is, the simple meaning of this, giving up fruits of karmas with equanimity regarding success or failure is yoga. Upaya, what is yoga? According to Madhvācārya, yoga is a method to attain Gñāna, true Gñāna. What is true Gñāna according to Madhvācārya? Can anyone guess?
Is it Hari Sarvottama?
Yes, good start. What else?
That he is the Lord and we are his servants. That is what we discussed in last.
Yes.
Atma Gñāna means that he is the Lord and we are his servants.
And anything else?
Ananda Taratamya.
Jīva Taratamya, right? Atma Taratamya, correct. Yes. Anything else? One important thing is Madhvācārya wants to let you know, at any cost, at any time in the future, even after getting Jnana, a Jivatma can never be same as Hari. Aikya is denied, and Aikya Buddhi is wrong, and it will lead to hell. See, these are some fundamental principles which Madhvācārya wants to stress at any cost, irrespective of the context of the Gita shlokas. This is very fundamental to Madhvācārya. And he does not want anybody to mistake even for a second if anything else, even a doubt that anything else is true. He puts an end to that. Okay. Now let's go back and see what the Madhvācārya is here. Oops. 1 second. Is the view not changing? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, thanks. Okay, now it's Purva Shlokoktam Spashtayati Yogasthaha iti. Yogasthaha means Upayasthaha. That means he stays in the upaya, expedient method, the best method to get Jnana. Sangam means phalasneham tyaktva. For him, Madhvācārya means Sangam tyaktva means giving up the fruits of the actions. So make your karmas Niṣkāma without any desires. Tata eva siddha siddhyoho samo bhutva sa eva cha mayokto yogaha. So thing is not being perturbed by whether one gets success or failure. Do all your activities without any interest in the fruits, any attachment to the fruits. This is fundamental for, this is the method of yoga, and that is the method of yoga said by Krishna, Maya Uktaha, Krishna, and that is what Madhvācārya is telling us. Now, Sangham Phalasneham in the Gita Tatparya, he just gives one word. Madhvācārya is very famous for giving half sentences, not even full sentences, half sentences. He just gets to the point. So in Gita Tatparya, he says Sangha means Phalasneha. What is attachment? Attachment is attachment to the fruits of works. Jnana, according to Madhvācārya, means Vishnu Sarvottamatva. That means he is the highest. In Pralaya also, when everything is dissolved in the cycle, when the cycle goes to dissolution, one power, the one person standing still there is Vishnu. And the right Jnana is Satata Vishnu Smaranam. Always think about Vishnu. Unflinching bhakti to Vishnu. No Aikya Jnana, but Swami Bhritya Bhava only. Swami Bhritya means he is the Lord, I am the servant. I am ready to serve every moment. This is the view. If one gets this view, that is the true Jnana. What the other people have is not true Jnana, because they have lapses, ignorance due to some past karmas. Next. Durena Hyavaram Karma, that is the 49 verse. Durena Hyavaram Karma, Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya, Buddhau Sharanam Anvicham, Kripanaha Phalahetavaha. So the thing is, here there is a clear distinction made between actions which are desire-oriented and those actions which are not desire-oriented. So karmas rooted in desire are far inferior to the true goal or the purushartha to attain jnana. So what happens, no matter how intelligent a person is, no matter how truly that person thinks that the person is devoted to Hari, if that person has any small, even a little bit of desire, then that person cannot get jnana. So there is a failure of all other efforts if a person has any desire. I've heard this often from many people, even my own close relatives. If I don't ask my own parents, who will I ask? If I'm in trouble, first thing I do is ask my parents. That is natural. So Lakshmi Narayana, Sriman Narayana, they are our parents. Why can't we go and ask them? What is wrong with this? This kind of dialogue we hear over and over and over again. And that too when people get into trouble. Some trouble occurs, even if that trouble is not very unbearable, the person just rushes and says, Krishna, help me do this. In this tomorrow I'm doing this exam. Tomorrow I need this. My children are in trouble. Please help them. This is constant view of everybody. The moment desire comes, asking Paramātmā for some help here or hereafter or in some other loka, whatever, then that karma will become inferior. The only desire you can have is constant bhakti and jnana in Paramātmā. Increase my bhakti to Paramātmā, increase my devotion to Hari, increase my knowledge of Hari. This is okay. But all the rest are inferior desires. And even after attaining Jnana, suppose a person does Niṣkāma Karma, that means no desires whatsoever, only to please Hari. And with the blessings of Hari, he will get Jnana. He or she will get Jnana. That true knowledge, to retain it and to go further, one should always be in the state of surrender to Hari. To know that he is the power behind everything what he has got. He is the protector. At no time this person has any individual power. One has to realize constantly, or else they will get Gñāna, pride, Ahankara, all these things. And sometimes when they have so much Jnana, one can feel that, oh, I am Hari himself. The moment that person thinks that he himself is Hari, everything is reduced for him, everything is gone, he is destroyed. He will only end up in sorrow from which that person cannot get out of. Itascha yogaya yujjasva ityetyaha durena. So now he is explaining the method of yoga. And the first thing the Acharya, that is Krishna, wants to let us know is desire-oriented karmas. Why, if one has interest in the fruits of karmas, that is gone. All those karmas are worthless and inferior. Buddhi yoga Gñāna lakṣanādupāya durena atīva ato buddhau sharanam jnāne sthitim phalam karma krito hetur yesham te phala hetavaha. So, thing is, without having any attachment to the fruits, focus on buddhi or focus on true knowledge of Hari. And even for this reason, that the desire-oriented karmas are so inferior, one has to work towards getting Jnana. So your effort should focus on getting the right Jnana. Buddho jatayamapi Vishnumema sharanam anvicha. Even after getting buddhi, always surrender to Vishnu. Ajñānam jñāninam chaiva muktanam sharanam harihi. Tam ye स्वैक्येन मन्यन्ते सर्वभिन्नं गुणोच्छ्रयाते कृपणास्ते तमस्यान्ते निपतन्ति न संशयः. This is the Naradiya Purana. Madhvācārya always finds very powerful statements from other Puranas which support his view of Hari Sarvottamatva and losing all ego, that at any moment I will become any equal or even an iota of that Hari. We are nothing compared to who that Hari is. Hari is supporting us every moment as we speak. This has to be strong in the mind of a Gñānī. Even after getting Jnana, surrender to Vishnu. Ajñānam jñāninam chaiva muktanam sharanam harihi. So that Hari is the resort for Ajñānis, people who don't have any Jnana, and also for people who have Jnana. And even after you attain Mukti, Mokṣa, he is the resort. You have to surrender to him constantly. This is what Madhvācārya reminds us over and over again. The moment a person tam ye svaikyena manyante, a moment he thinks, oh, I am Brahman, I am Hari. And such a great person who has infinite auspicious qualities, even if you think that ever that you are him, kripanaste tamasyande, they are lost. Their knowledge is lost. They end to blinding darkness. And there is no doubt about it. No doubt. The moment a person thinks that he is Brahman, that is it. Think about how far apart Śaṅkarācārya's view and Madhvācārya's view in this respect. We'll keep this in mind, and we will think about it later. The same thing I said it in English, that's all, very simple. Gita Tatparya. Natesham uthitih kwapi nitya atishaya dukkhinam Gunabheda vidam Vishnu Vedha Veda 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 Vidam api. Again, this is a continuation in the Naradiya Purana. What it says is, those who think that there is difference between Vishnu and his gunas, or Vishnu and his avatars, they are gone. They reach ignorance, blinding darkness. So even if they think that Vishnu and his gunas are different and non-different, similarly Vishnu and his avatars are different and non-different, even that is an error. They will end up in the same misery. And one who derides or offends the devotees of Vishnu will get the same result of darkness and no happiness. This is in the Naradiya Purana. And Madhvācārya quotes this such statements often. Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe skrita dushkrute tasmad yogaya yujjasva yogaha karmasu kaushalam. This is the verse 50 of chapter 2. One with Jnana gives up both Puṇya and Pāpa. So this is a standard statement in the Upanishads also. Puṇya Pāpe vidhuya. That means by shaking up and giving up, like how the horse shakes up and get rid of the water or something like that if the horse is drenched. Like that, a Gñānī gives up Puṇya and Pāpa. When you say he gives up Puṇya also, what it is meant is undesirable Puṇya. The Puṇya which makes him attached to bigger houses, better cars and things like that. Those kind of undesirable Puṇyas, Jnānī will give up. Not all the Puṇya, because he still needs some Puṇya due to which are accrued due to upasana or meditation on Hari, and Niṣkāma Karma. The Puṇyas accrued through desireless Vaidika Karma. All these Puṇyas he still keeps because he uses them up later on in Mokṣa. So he needs Puṇya. So when you say Puṇya Pāpe Vidhuya, or giving up Jahati Ubhe Sukrita Dushkrite, that means gives up both Puṇya and Pāpa, that means it's only undesirable ones. The desirable ones, Puṇyas, he keeps. Jnāna Palamaha Buddhyuktaha iti Sukritamapi Sukritam Apriyam Manushadipalam Jahati na Brihatpalamapi Upasanadi Nimittam Nahasya Karma Kshiyate Aviditva Asmin Loke Juhoti Ejate Tapastapyate Bahuni Varsha Sahasran Antavadevasya Tad Bhavati Ityadi Shruti Smatidyaha. What it means is, Jnāni's karmas do not perish. Just a second. Okay, if one does not have Brahma Jnana, all the good deeds done in thousands of years in the form of Yajna, Dana and Tapas. Yajna is sacrifices, Dana is charity, Tapas is focus, mental focus, and also upavasa, that is not feeding the body constantly with low food, and total meditation. Right? People can do good deeds by doing all these yajna, sacrifices, dana and tapas, but all of the good deeds can perish if one does not have jnana of Hari. So if a person has Brahma Jnana, then he does all these thousands of years of yajna, dana and tapas. All of them will be of value. So Jnana is very important. So one should not do all these works without Hari Jnana, without Brahma Jnana. That is what. So Jnani's karmas do not perish. For an ordinary person, without Jnana, whatever good deeds he does, it may all perish, may all be of waste. Nasti akritah kritena. From karma there is no moksha. Akrita is moksha, krita is karma. So there is no moksha through karma. This is applied to only ajnanis. But for jnanis, what happens? His karmas will have value, and that will all add to additional bliss when he gets moksha. Tada vidvan punya pape vidhuya applies to anishta punya papa. Sada vidvan punya pape vidhuya means he gives up the undesirable punya papa. Ataha karmakshaya shrutihi ajnani vishaya sarvatra. So when the karmas goes away, or the effects of karmas goes away, that refers to the karmas done by Gñānī, or the person without knowledge. And giving up punya and papa refers to anishta, or that which is not desirable, undesirable effects of punya and papa are given up by the Gñānī. So giving up good value of punyas for a Gñānī is useless. And in fact, that is not appropriate. So Gñānī does not give up his punya and papa completely. And in fact, there is no harm in such desires. Ishtascha kechit vishayaha. So the thing is, when a person becomes a Gñānī, for some reason, if that person wants to see his pitris or ancestors, by just willing, the ancestors will come up. They appear in front of him. Samuttishtanti, they stand in front of him. Prajapate prasabham veshma prapadye. He says, Gñānī says in one of the Vedic hymns, I enter the assembly of Lord Hari, Vishnu. So all these things are due to punya. Yashoham bhavami brahmananam. I will gain fame greater than the brahmanas. That is being a Gñānī. Stri birva yana irva. I can enjoy with women and vehicles in moksha. Asmat dhyeva atmano yadyat kamayate tatat srijate. So whatever the mukta in moksha seeks, he gets. Auspicious karmas and blessings of Hari help him get any kind of experiences he wants. Kamanni kamarupyana sancharan. He will get even hundreds of forms, bodies, one form or no form or different forms, hundreds of ekada bhavati, shatadha bhavati. So he can get hundreds of forms to get experiences in moksha. So these desires are not unwanted. A mukta can get such desires. In the Sri Vaishnava view, Vishishta view, they say that even if these desires are there, the desires are all directed towards only Lord Sri Hari, where he eternally meditates on Sri Hari only and will not desire any of these desires even in moksha. So other than Sri Hari, he has no desires. But Madhvācārya says he can have these desires because the Shrutis have said it. There is nothing wrong in these desires. Anubhava shakti cha ishvara prasadat shrutescha. So even the capacity to enjoy all these benefits and additional pleasures is given by a Lord Hari himself. In Sayujya Moksha, where supposedly the person does not have sharira, the experience of mukta in Sayujya Moksha can get the blessings and the support and the senses provided by Brahman himself. That is, Brahman's own senses will be used by this mukta to enjoy. So mukta doesn't need special senses. Brahman senses is enough for him. Kamarupyana sancharan shows that he can get bodies for enjoyment if he chooses so, if he or she chooses so. Na sharira patat purvamete na tatra paryeti edam anandamayam atmanam upasamya ityatarata shravanartha. These words in the Upanishad, satatra paryeti, shows even after leaving this body, mukta gets desires. See, some people may think that, all these desires are only till Mukta has a body, or the person who is going to Moksha has the body. But really speaking, once the body falls away, all the desires will go away. That is not true according to Madhvācārya. The summary what Madhvācārya is saying is, Shrutis say only through Jnana one can attain Moksha. Sometimes it says one needs to combine Jnana and Karma to attain Moksha. Both are valid. So Jnana Karma Samuchaya, that is combining Jnana and Karma, is okay for Jnanis. So there is nothing wrong with it. This is not like in Advaita where Jnana and Karma will never mix. Like how light and darkness will not mix. If you mix light with darkness, the darkness will go away. So there, Karma and Jnana are opposed to each other in Advaita. In Dvaita, Karma and Jnana are not opposed to each other. This is true also in Vishishta-Advaita. Karma and Jnana are not opposed to each other. So Madhvācārya has a special way saying that Jnana is the main method to get moksha, but karma is necessary too. So in the Jnana Karma, the way they combine Jnana and Karma, each Acharya has a different way. So Madhvācārya is closer to Vishishta-Advaita, but there may be some minor differences that we'll talk about it later sometime. Summary on Jnana Karma Samuchaya is the Swarupa Ananda of Jīva, that Jīva has a bliss for itself. The very nature or the form of Jīva has bliss. But that bliss is covered by Avidyā or Gñāna or ignorance. But it is not just the ignorance which is the covering. There is a second covering called the blessings, anugraha of Hari. So to get rid of the Avidyā or ignorance, one thing is the covering of ignorance should be removed, as well as Hari should bless that person to get experience of self. So there is for all of us in the bound state, Ishvara Nigraha is there. That is, Ishvara has made up his mind that let these people not experience their own self bliss. But once Hari's Nigraha Sankalpa goes away, that means he blesses, then we can get internal bliss. Our own bliss we can experience. But even after getting Jnana of Hari, one should continue to do Niṣkāma Karma or desireless actions to please Hari, then the person will get extra bliss in moksha. And so then Jnana and Karma can be combined. So Jnana is the main path, Karma is supporting. This is what is the summary of Madhvācārya's view on Jnana Karma Samuchaya. So here, as usual, Madhvācārya brings up one episode of conversation between Dharmaraja and some other people there in Mahabharata. And he says, do we remember the past lives where we had so much of trouble in our so many janmas? No, in moksha you will not remember anything. If you don't remember anything, is it like deep sleep, total deep sleep? And is that the Aikya or oneness with Brahman? Then Dharmaraja says, no, Aikya is not in mukti. And in fact, such a deep sleep or a slumber where you forget everything is almost like sadness. It is awkward. That state is not acceptable. So moksha is going close and getting the blessings of Hari, not becoming one with Hari. Śaṅkarācārya, who is a mukta, still is different from Paramātmā. And one should know that one may say, oh, Śaṅkarācārya has a remnant. He is a Jīva Mukta. He just has a little bit of remaining karmas, and those karmas will go away, then his body will go away, he'll become one with Paramātmā. That is not true. Why? Because Jivas are like Pratibimba or reflections of Paramātmā. And this reflection will not go away because the mirror which reflects will never go away. Because these mirrors or upadhis in Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, you have Shuddha Sattva upadhis. Upadhi means they are adjuncts on which Paramatma's reflection is there. So Jivatma is the Pratibimba or the image, but that Pratibimba is not imaginary. It is always there because these upadhis can never perish. The upadhis or adjuncts will never go away. They are eternal in Vaikuntha. So there is no destruction of the Swarupa or the nature of Jivatma in Moksha. Hence, the concept of Aikya or oneness is absolutely not there in the Upanishads or in the Shastras. That is the summary he gives. This verse, we will talk, Jagat Vyaparvarjam Itaishwarya Maryadokhtesham. In the Brahma Sutras, one of the last sutras is Jagat Vyaparvarjam. The Mukta becomes similar to Paramatma, but he will not be identical to Paramatma. He will not have the capacity to rule over the universe. Idam Jnanam Upashritya Mama Sadharmyam Agataha. Even in the Bhagavad Gītā, after getting the true knowledge, the Jivas, even if they become Jnanis, they become similar to Paramatma Hari. Sadharmyam means similar to Hari. So there is no Aikya. Upadhinashe nashacha Pratibimbasya Chaikibhutasya Prathagjane Manam Pashyamaha Asam Dukhinasam iti Jnana Virodacha Ishwarasya. This particular verse will take it up next time. Now I will stop to ask if you have any questions so far. Because I just want to, when we get time, I want to think about a little number of deeper concepts before we switch over to the next sloka 251. So I want to stop somewhere here. Yeah, there's a lot of information here. Even in 250, there's so much of information. Look at this, a lot of information is there. I want to come slowly to that. Then 50, 51, Karmajam Buddhi Yuktahi, 51, 61, I think, starts here. Wait a minute, he says 251. I don't know, it may be 251. No. Then, yeah, 251. Karmajam Buddhi Yuktahi, Palam Tektva Manichanaha, Jarma Bandha Muktaha, Padam Gacchantya Anamayam, 51. Then there is information of Edate Mohakalilam Muddhipitirasyati, Tadagantasin Vedam Shota Visashrutasya. These are some last few verses before the Sthita Prajna verses start, right? Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha, Samadhistasya Keshava, Sthitadihi Kimprabhasheta, Kimasita Vrajeta Kim. That comes a little bit later. So why don't we do one thing? We stop and then we come to this section again next week. Any doubts?
I have this question. In the state of Gñāna, does the Jīva, according to Madhvācārya, get the power to choose what Puṇya Karma to keep and what not to keep, like that? Or is it Bhagavan himself who decides and takes away the karma, all this thing for the Jīva?
Bhagavan himself. Only the choice Jīva has is what kind of karma he can do. Niṣkāma Karma or Sakāma Karma. He has a choice. And he has to get knowledge from the right gurus and scriptures to only do Niṣkāma Karma. That's all. Any other question? Any comments? Is this
even
useful to get a... Go ahead.
Yeah, even in Advaita, that is Śaṅkarā's view, Ishvara Anugraha is required to attain Gñāna, right? Even there, during the state of Karma Yoga.
True. Ishvara Anugraha is very, very important. Śaṅkarācārya stresses it. Even Ishvara Sharanagati, in Tameva Sharanam Gaccha Sabhabhavena Bharata, Ishvara Sharanagati is very, very important.
So until that happens, even in that particular view, one cannot equate oneself to Bhagavan, I think, even there. He cannot
Not
have
at
a thought
all
of it.
in the sadhana dasha, one cannot. But what they say is Guru Mukha, through Guru, he says, you are Tattvamasi Shvetaketo or Mahavakya Jnana, Mahavakya and other things. You can think that you become only one, that is, all things will escape and get destroyed. What is remaining is Atman only. And that Jnana you can get right here. Even if you are an Gñānī, through Guru, Guru knowledge, that is Guru Upadesha, instruction and contemplation. But the true knowledge will be achieved only after getting prasada, that is the blessings, grace of the Lord, grace of Hari, and further fruition of that. So Śaṅkarācārya accepts Sharanagati, accepts Bhakti, and only he says that is there in this state. So here, for an Ajnani, karma is necessary. All actions are necessary. Vaidika karmas are necessary. So in that sense, Śaṅkarācārya is not far away. He only says at the highest level, one can lose the ahankara or I completely, where one becomes totally merged in Brahman. That is at the highest, and in fact, in that highest, the person cannot even communicate. So the Jivan Mukta is another just explanation states. Jivan Mukta Dasha is only set of explanations, really speaking. How many people are there in Jivan Mukta Dasha? And even from the Jivan Mukta Dasha, are they demoting themselves a couple of levels lower? Nothing can be said. But your point is well taken. Śaṅkarācārya here is very similar, views are very similar to other acharyas. So we cannot directly say, oh, this opposes Madhvācārya, this opposes Vishtadvaita. Why does Śaṅkarācārya think like that? He has a point. As long as you are communicating in this world, you don't have moksha. If you don't have moksha, you don't have complete knowledge of self, complete knowledge of Paramātmā. That means you still need bhakti and Ishvara Anugraha to have the moksha. In fact, in one verse in the Bhagavad Gītā, wonderful verse, he says, without Ishvara Anugraha, the buddhi will not come, Gñāna will not come. The true Gñāna is finally, even if it is Triputi Laya, that is becoming one, which is the knower, the known, and the means of knowledge. All of them will merge into one. Even for that, you need Ishvaranugraha. Without the blessing of the Lord, you will not get to that state of Triputi Laya. It's wonderfully explained in the Bhagavad Gītā. I don't know why many people don't pay attention to Śaṅkara Bhashya in the last few verses. So his description of Nirguna and other things is how much higher. In any place where we are where we are toiling with any kind of efforts, any kind of dharmas, any kind of methods we are using to attain some perfection, there only Dvaita works and Sharanagati and everything works, and Śaṅkarācārya is fully in agreement with this. This, even the Dvaitis cannot oppose this. Namayvar says, Kadal Jnanam Pashuram, Namayvar says that he has become one with everything. I am that knowledge. And then similarly, in the Radha Krishna explanations of the Bhagavata, the Gopikas think that they are Krishna. They killed Kamsa and all those things. So the thing is, what is this oneness? It's beyond words, it's beyond text. So what kind of oneness does Śaṅkarācārya talk about? Even that is beyond words. So there's a lot of similarity between these acharyas when it comes to these aspects. Jumping into conclusions, fighting for no reason. They're all activities of the ignorant ones, not the ones who understand depth. Okay, enough of lecture. Any other question? questions? Is it becoming a repetition and getting bored when we go further into all these individual shlokas of Madhvācārya? Do you think I'm repeating everything what you know?
Even if it is so, then the clarity on these concepts increase.
Clarity definitely we will get better
repetition
clarity
is
when we
helpful.
see. True, and that is true. And Madhvācārya's different quotations from different Upanishads and Puranas and all, and Mahabharata and all, will be very useful for us to understand some things clearly, right? Whatever his viewpoint is. Here, the only opposition other acharyas might take is that, look, all these details are not even there in these original verses like 51, 52. They're all picked up from from other works like Mahabharata, Avidyā, and all those things. But what Madhvācārya might say is, look, just a few chapters ahead in the Bhagavad Gītā, in the 11th chapter, Arjuna clearly knows who he is. He gets the divine vision to just see the Vishwarupa and look at the magnanimity, the power, the greatness of Vishwarupa. The moment you know, you already should know that you are nothing, and bhakti is the only way for you. I am only clarifying, that is Madhvācārya says, I am only clarifying with greater detail what is the problem with one having Aikya Jnana, thinking that, oh, he will become one with Hari. What are the issues? What is the right knowledge? What is the way to work? What is karma? Even for the Jnanis, karmas have to be done. All this clarity Madhvācārya is bringing using all the other Puranas. That's all. So far, okay? Okay, then we'll stop the class. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Dharmam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. We'll continue in the next class with the rest of the verses. It will be interesting when you come to the Sthita Prajna verse, how Madhvācārya takes a slightly different stance. I'll end the class now.
Namaskaram. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.